Hi everybody, here's Krystian from TeamworkCast.
And it is I, Putty, from TeamworkCast.
Putty, welcome back. This is Netrunner TeamworkCast. These are not the German nationals, the Polish nationals. 29th till 30th August, and this is the lower bracket finale, the fun bracket finale.
Oh man, I really like these milkshakes. They've brought my
Better
boys
than yours.
to the yard.
Damn right, better than yours. So on the left we have Romano Soprano, which we already saw in the previous turn, and on the right we have Marchewa, which we already saw previously with his CI deck, but now he's playing Chaos Theory, and Romano Soprano is playing the Replicating Perfection, Nick.
This is an exciting matchup. I never get to see Chaos Theory anymore.
Yeah, Art Chaos Theory, very, very nice Chaos Theory here. Oh, he's showing around, somebody asked, because some people haven't seen it. It's a very cute dinosaurus kind of thing going on there. Yes. So this is a high profile, high stakes kind of game. We already saw in the previous game Romano Soprano playing against FOX and doing quite well against FOX.
I have been impressed with FFOX's thing, considering we saw him, a year and a half ago? 2 years ago? How long have we been doing this?
Oh man, we've been doing for over a year now, and he's been there from the very first tournament we recorded, I think.
Yeah. I think we need to make a montage for FFOX on Getting Strong Now from Rocky.
FOX was pretty good when we started.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, the game already starts, and of course Romano Soprano has the ability that the runner has to make a run on a central server before they can make a run on a remote server, and Marchewa just has one MU with his Chaos Theory. And right away we start with a Magnum Opus.
Wow! This is like calling back to when we first started. Ooh, and a Kate.
And a Carty Jones. So this is weird. Like, why do you need Carty Jones and a Magnum Opus? Seems like overkill. Speaking of overkill, Romano Soprano, of course, resists to mental health clinics.
Jesus.
Like, giving Marchewa the additional MU card space. And then, of course, he has the Jackson Howard here, giving him additional card draw, because apparently he's looking for his second piece of ice.
I'm depressed now because I know all of the current cards because I've been playing a lot lately. And now these guys are playing cards that I haven't seen in a year, and I'm like, what does that do?
No, so far, Nick, nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, you know Jackson Howard, right?
What does he do? No.
What does the yellow dude do? Alright, so we see the SMC by Marchewa be able to fetch programs at his whim.
The SMC.
The SMC. So far, nothing out of the ordinary, but even though HQ is way open, Marchewa decides not to run, just draws cards, and Romano Soprano reses that daily business show, giving him, instead of drawing one card, he draws two cards, and he can pick one of them.
What a nice little setup he has here.
He's doing quite well. He's doing this regular RP thing, and then creating a server with a Sandu inside, protecting archives? What?
Wow.
Alright, and now we see the jank is happening. We see a hostage.
Uh-oh. Who's he gonna get?
Theophilus Backbiter, ladies and gentlemen. Romano Soprano can't believe what's happening. Has to read up the card because it's so janktastic. What is this doing? Am I sitting on the wrong table? What is going on?
Why is a raven like a typing desk?
Yeah, so share with our listeners, Nick, as an expert of jank, show with our listeners what this thing does.
When you install Theophilus Backbiter, lose all credits in your credit pool.
So that's
your
what
maximum hand size is equal to the number of credits in your credit pool.
Mm-hmm.
So he is now going to what? Oh man, that's crazy.
So now his hand size is 2 because he actually hasn't used Carty Jones to get the credits of Carty Jones. He just clicks Carty Jones even further and gets 2 credits with Magnum Opus. Together with the mental health clinics, his hand size is at 4, so I think he's cool. So his hand size is 4 at this point.
I like that Backbiter is essentially a steampunk cosplayer in Netrunner.
It's. I think it's sort of like reference to what's that? Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, that too.
The Mad Hatter, because he has a hat, and the quote is also from Mad Hatter. Anyway, we see a hedge fund. And Romano Soprano continues getting the money from this Sun Dune, not faced, apparently recovering from the jank that just came across. Like, what is Marchewa going to do with all this hand card space? Romano Soprano raising up R&D. We have to assume that he doesn't have any agendas on hand.
You gotta think, like, this could be a pretty entertaining thing if he gets all the credits from Katie Jones and somehow figures out a way to draw his entire deck, and then figures out a way to basically engage R&D, all of it.
There is lots of steps in this program going on. He draws 2 cards, gets 2 credits, and clicks Katie Jones. Not a very eventful. I think he's looking for something that he needs right now.
Freaking Bagbiter, man.
Bagbiter, man. I have to actually get this card from our library. I think we never had it on our show before. And now it's the semifinals of the Nationals in Poland.
I mean, if you're gonna bring a deck that's gonna at least get people to go, what? You bring a deck that's so far out of the meta, it creates its own.
So I'm going to tell you, the creator of the deck is a guy from Italy, and he was actually at this tournament.
Oh, really?
So it's actually not the only backbiter in this tournament. There's at least 3 backbiters in this tournament. and I played against one of them in the Swiss rounds, and I was blown away. But I think Romano Soprano is not quite familiar with this deck. He's just continues his RP thing. I mean, it's kind of difficult to answer to this deck anyway. He just continues with his thing. He just gets up the money with the mental health clinics, with the Sundus, installs upgrades in the Sundu server. This is probably going to be soon a scoring server. I would be surprised if it wasn't.
So is it me asking for spoilers if I ask what's the point of the Bagbiter deck?
Oh, just strap yourself in, man. You're in for a trip. So we see a quality time drawing 5 cards, and of course with the Bagbiter thing, he can keep all of those cards that he just drew. That's really delicious and juicy. But he's at 1 credit, so he has to get the credits of the Katie Jones using the special tokens that you could win recently, which I hate personally, but whatever.
Yeah, I've been kind of debating about these, because I see them for sale every now and then. I'm like, should I? No.
But the 3 domination is really bad because it throws you off. It's not like in a core set. There's no equivalence to the core set chits.
I don't know, because I play with the broken egg tokens. So.
I know, because you're one of those hipsters.
Yeah, I'm a hipster. What?
My bike doesn't have any gears. And I have 20 colors of my tokens.
On the meetup group that we run for board games in this town, my title is Wes Anderson Contrarian.
Oh, you don't like Wes Anderson?
No, I like Wes Anderson. It's fun.
Okay.
I don't know why they decided to call me that. I've been trying to figure it out, but that's what they call me. This is so many Sundus.
Romano Soprano completely ignoring my advice to keep everything at 1 mat. He's kind of the kind of guy, He's kind of like this cool badass MO.
I had some problems recording the first tournament that I was doing because some people are just messy.
Oh, well, that's not the case here. I mean, look at Marchewa creating like cute little patterns with his credits. Although now he's brought in like the 5 credit token. So suddenly we have to do math. I mean, that's a true Theophilus backbiter kind of.
I mean, he's got, 3, 6, 9, 18, 23. He's got 23.
All right, that's a lot of credits.
That is a lot of credits. There's 23 cards in his hand.
But look at Romano Soprano's thing going on here. He can rest anything he wants.
He can survive all the meat damage, all of it.
Look at the Romano Soprano. Really, I think he's thrown in for a loop here because he's really thinking this through. It's kind of difficult to get a read on this when you see a Theophilus backbiter. I know the plan of a shaper. He wants to access my R&D at some point. But how does the Theophilus backbiter figure into all of this? And he hasn't run yet. I don't even see his breaker suite. But of course, the SMC really helps creating the pressure because it's like whatever I create, he can just run and get something, right?
I have a feeling that Bagbiter he's only going to run once.
He will run at least 3 times, I can tell you that.
3 times? Okay.
And then drawing some cards. And there's a little pile of money here. Oh, thanking a lot, Romano Soprano. I also enjoy this this nickname, I have to say.
Romano Soprano.
Romano Soprano. Very cool guys here. Man, I was having so much fun in Poland. Oh, just looking at this gives me like flashbacks, you know. Oh, so good.
You guys played in a very nice looking place.
It's kind of like a university study hall, which was previously like an industrial room for some kind of boiler, I think.
Nice.
And so it had like all those industrial like galleries installed, everything. It was huge, it was spacious, it was bright, it was really nice location. The TOs were magnificent. They did really a huge effort to make everything smooth as possible. And it is, after all, they still apologize for all the mishaps, you know. There were almost none, but they still apologize. And you know what? They even gave us an alt art noise, just like that.
Nice.
And you know what the alt art noise is called in Poland?
No.
Quarter pounder with cheese. No, it's called Jasgot. All right, the jank continues. We have a hyperdriver, Nick.
Oh, hyperdriver. Get them 3 extra clicks, bro.
Using the SMC into a hyperdriver. And I think the hyperdriver will get triggered now. Will it be triggered? Why would you fetch
I'm
it
amazed
otherwise?
at how...
All right, we have 7 clicks now.
I'm amazed at
7
how
clicks
much hyperdriver has made it in.
It is amazing. Such an amazing card. Usually, like, created for this, like, kind of like weird, like, oh, I'm gonna have like 20 clicks in a turn. Combo decks, at least that's where I saw it previously, but now it's used a bit differently. So 2 first clicks is just getting credits. Like, alright. 4 credits. And then we're gonna see the game day! So now the big counting begins. How many cards do I actually draw? How many cards do I have in my deck? How many cards do I have in my hand? We also have to factor in that there's already 2 mental health clinics, so there's 2 additional cards that he draws. So yeah, there's a big math going on.
Oh,
everybody's like watching and counting with him because there's a lot of math going on. I think he doesn't draw an entire deck. Now I think somebody watching, I think there was one of the TOs watching and reminds him of adding the 2 cards from the mental health clinics. So yeah, we drew a metric ton of cards with the game day, and now we're gonna see what happens next.
I think here in the States...
People are reading the bank pattern and nobody understands what is going on.
Here in the States, we don't have the metric system, so we just say shit ton.
Yeah.
Shit ton of cards.
I know.
That was a really bad joke, and I apologize.
You potty mouth, you. I avoid it. I try to keep it family friendly. All right, and then we see another click is the install of the Leprechaun.
Ah, the Leprechaun.
Oh, as you guys say, it's Leprechaun.
Yeah.
Like a Comic Con.
Another hyperdriver.
Another hyperdriver. So next turn is going to be another of those huge turns. And what will happen with the next 2 clicks? I think there's 1 more click left, right? 2 clicks was drawing, 1 click was... Yeah, I think he has 1 more click left. I think there is a miscount here. Hopefully he notices it. Oh, so much thinking. So much thinking, because when you have your, like, almost your entire deck on your hand, there's just so much things you can do. And there's a clone chip.
And a clone chip.
Oh no, I think there's a click miscount. Oh no! Is there a click miscount? I'm gonna have to count this later on. Yeah, never mind about that. Maybe there's a click miscount, maybe not. I'm gonna do a smart text when I edit this later on, so you know exactly. Meanwhile, Romano Soprano getting rich as a badger.
That is fantastic.
So many cards. Have to of course, Marchewa has to count his cards because there's just so many cards he has on his hand. He has to keep in mind that his hand size is equal to the number of credits he has plus the mental health clinic.
Can't Kronos Protocol all this away.
Oh man, he has to discard a Deus Ex. And Romano Soprano is checking, like, finally, the first breaker I see. Oh, it's just a Deus Ex. Still not sure what Marchewa is up to.
What's about to happen?
I don't know, man. So many cards on hand. What can you do? And the SMC, of course, allows him to access anything, but there's almost nothing left in the deck, so why do we need the SMC? Alright, in style advance, Romano Soprano threatening a score here. This could be, of course, the Nisei Mark II. That's usually what you want to score first as RP, and that would allow him to stop runs together with a Nisei, Caprice Nisei. This is going to be a really problematic thing, so hopefully Marchewa has a plan for this. He does, apparently. He used this SMC to get...
another hyperdriver.
That would be great. Yeah, no, it is
Faust.
It is a Faust. Oh, so suddenly the plan comes together.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what all the cards are for. Oh,
Come on deck. There's 2 cards in it.
So that's what the cards are for. He has all his deck in his hand, and then he has a Faust. He can use the Faust to break subroutines and ice discarding cards. And I'm assuming the hyperdriver gets triggered now. Yes, no, yes, yes, no. Yes, no. Oh no, he does nothing. He just gets credits. No hyperdriver this turn. Romano Soprano, I think this is going to be it. He is getting the daily business show thing, getting the credits from the Sandu and everything, and then I think we're going to see a score. What do you think is going to be?
You know, I mean, I guess he's got a score. Hopefully it's there's an Issei.
There is an Issei, as expected. So now he's a token on this, and this token can stop a run, end the run. Alright. We see a quality time. Clearly. Marchewa doesn't have enough. One card left.
One card left.
He's got the whole deck in his hand. He's got
Jesus
the whole deck in his hand. Alright, clone chip. And film critic. Oh, have you seen this one yet, Nick?
Film critic, yes. Film critic makes Ian even more fun than usual.
Oh, that's true, yeah. But this time, this is really great against RP. Film critic can host an agenda when you access it. You can put agenda on it.
Yeah.
And it basically skips all the future perfect Psygame shenanigans. It also skips...
it also skips Argus. Stupid Argus.
I guess Argus, I think, is not that great. A same old thing is being installed as well. And this also skips the NAPD shenanigans. If you don't have the 4 credits, you can just host it on a film critic. And then you can use 2 clicks to get the agenda, to score the agenda from film critic. Even though it's not scored, it's just added to your score area.
I've recently had to retire almost every iteration of a deck that includes NAPD because literally everyone in my meta is playing Valencia.
Very painful. But now you can play Explodapalooza.
Yeah, that's where it's going.
Alright, install advance from Romano Soprano. He's not faced by this. He has a hedge fund going on there. And then install advance. Marchewa still hasn't done a single run, but now maybe these things will change. He fires off the hyperdriver. Again, a 7-click turn for him. Will we see some action from the Marchewa? Marchewa, by the way, in Polish means a carrot, like a big carrot. And so the first thing is the first run of the game, Nick. It's the legwork.
I mean, okay.
20 minutes in, first run of the game. This game is called Netrunner, by the way.
You know, I mean, I think right now the people who are going to be watching this video are like, this is super bullshit.
It's certainly very bullshitty. There is just a pup defending R&D, HQ.
Theophilus Bagbiter doesn't even hear the yip yip, he just walks on through.
So there's a question, should he break it with a... He actually discards cards for this. He actually breaks it with a Faust. And Romano Soprano presents him the cards. There's going to be 3 cards that he accesses from HQ. there's 4 cards on there, so just 1 card that he won't see. So he puts 1 aside and then accesses 3 in rapid succession. All right, there is Celery Gift. Oh, Future Perfect. That's something for the film critic to analyze.
Yes.
Anita Sarkeesian takes care of this. Tropes in Jinteki agendas against women. Against shapers. And then we see another multi-axis. That is Maker's Eye. Alright, and that is Yagura? Man, I always get this confused. Yagura, it's a strength 0 code gate. 2 subroutines, 1 does net damage, the other one lets Romano Soprano look at the top card from R&D. So 2 things being discarded. Ooh, Traffic Jam being discarded, and another Game Day. I don't think we're gonna need the Game Day this anymore, yeah. And then it's going to be Wall of Static. Again, not a big deal for the Faust. Just 2 more cards down the drain. All right, SMC and Guardian Blade. And then we're going to have an access, Romano Soprano. Or maybe he can still use a token on Nisei to end this run.
He could. I don't know what good it's going to do.
All right, access, NAPD. Oh, NAPD gets scored. And Nisei Mark 1, let's trash that in just in case. And the Sandu. Oh, we're gonna skip this for a while, for a moment here. Alright, so already we're up to 2 agendas, basically 5 agendas. And then running on that archives, and that's a crick.
Crick.
So lots of things that can be installed. Marchewa thinks about what to discard. Has to discard quite a bit of cards for this. 3 cards in total to get through here. Because it's, I think, strength 7. I forgot. It's some ridiculous strength. 6, I think. 6.
I mean, I don't think there's anything in there, but he's got a Jackson, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
Oh, Nick, you still don't see it. You still don't see it. Marchewa has this game already in lock. Jackson being used. Jackson being used.
Oh, so now he's gonna run. My mind is set free.
Boosh! Mind is blown. Alright, Jackson being used to shuffle 3 cards back in. There's nothing in archives. And then we're gonna see the drop. The drop. First scoring the Future Perfect with 2 clicks. Notoriety wins the game! Theophile's Backbiter for the win! Excellent, Nick, excellent. So is your mind... How do you feel now that you have seen the light, Nick?
I feel as though... I need to go find this deck list, so I can...
Already looking for the deck list!
Yeah, looking for it right now.
I can send you the decklist afterwards. We're gonna probably post the decklist also in the comment section here because I think that's a really beautiful deck. Again, we talked, I think, with Romano Soprano about this afterwards. I think he didn't saw this coming. If you don't know what's coming in this deck, it's really difficult to do something against this. Even if you know what's coming, it's difficult to do something against this.
Yeah.
I mean, looking back, installing an Nisei on a central server would have prevented the notorieties.
Yes.
Maybe he could have prevented like an access to one of the central servers, and that would prevent the notorieties. Another possibility, he had like the Nisei token, so he could have used a Nisei token. But of course, if you use a Nisei token, then the scoring server becomes vulnerable, and then Marchewa could have gotten in maybe in the scoring server. It's kind of difficult to deal with the Theophile's Backbiter combo deck right now.
I guess at this point, like, he could have used an Nisei token, and maybe that would have bought him a turn, but he had basically already won the game.
Yeah, I mean, the Future Perfect score was, I think, this very, very crucial. I mean, he just got 5 points simply of the multi-access that he got on the central servers.
Yeah.
And so he would have found it additional 2 points eventually. So yeah, that is the Theophile's Backbiter sensation that swept the Polish nationals, and everybody was so excited about this when they saw this. And one of the reasons why we're also excited is, of course, that we will see Marchewa, the Theophile's Backbiter man, in the finale, in the finals.
Nice.
So we're gonna see Pros versus Marchewa. We already saw them before, but they will play again once more. I hope you will join us the next time when we broadcast, when we will be and always have been hacking the planet!
Hack the planet!
Shut up and get in the car!
Shit on me.
In Polish.
In Polish.
Okay, just hack the sausage?
O, hakuj kiełbasę. This episode of Netrunner TeamworkCast was created with a generous support from our listeners. If you enjoy the show and you can't get enough Netrunner videos, please check out our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/hacktheplanet.